Hello, so this is Brian Papson. This is my video presentation, and I just wanted to start off by talking about a little bit of what kind of route I took in terms of the volunteering I did this semester. And I was actually part of the TOIGO Allies in English program, and basically what I did was I was assigned to a child who had hearing disabilities, and it was my goal to help them understand English better and teach them new words as well as get a feel for what it's like to be inside of a Spanish/Catalan family here in Barcelona. So pretty much for me, it's a 15-minute train ride. I take the Arc de Triomphe train, and I go to Sarria, which is not that far away. And from there, basically, it's like a 5-minute walk from the train station. There's a family of four there. There's a dad named Josie. There's a mom named Anne, and then there's a daughter Nara, and then they have a son named Jordy. So one experience that really taught me the most while teaching Nara how to speak English was the uses of your lips. There was a time where I kept trying to explain to her that we were looking at a pig, and she didn't understand what I was saying, so she kept writing the word big down with a B, and I really had to like go really slow about talking to her, and I realized that like the majority of their learning comes from reading your lips. So by pronouncing the p a lot harder with the instead of the like just so not to confuse you with the big or not. And after a while, she started to get what I was saying, but it was just really funny to see her put big where a pig was.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. I hope you got my email last week.
Yeah.
So overall, and probably the most important thing that I learned during my volunteering was just the Spanish culture, and I really got to feel how it was to be inside of a Spanish household with a real family that is natively from Barcelona. One of the coolest things they did for me was they made me a Spanish dinner, and it was really cool to see that they made me omelets and pizza for dinner. So I mean, it was very comforting to see that they still ate pizza, but the omelet was a little bit weird for me. They also were telling me about how every 20 years Barcelona gets a huge snowstorm, and it was 3 years ago when they got their last one. So I mean, just kind of little things like that that I learned from them that I wouldn't have heard elsewhere if I didn't have this experience.
What's your dad's name?
His name's Tony.
Is that Tony?
Yes, that's right.
In terms of my performance, it's kind of hard to measure because I was only teaching one person and her English is pretty good to begin with. But I also think that besides helping her from her pronunciation and being able to interact with her and having her hear from a native English speaker of what it's like to hear or like say and speak words differently, I think I also helped the parents as well, just because we were constantly sending emails back and forth. And when I would meet up with them, the majority of the time we would only talk in English, and they would try to help me with my Spanish. But I think that I did a great job in just trying to, use as much English as possible when I was there and help both their kids, not just Nara, Jordi, which was her brother, too, with their English. In terms of school in Spain, I think it's pretty similar to that in the United States. I saw her schedule printed out on her closet door, and I saw that she had like lunchtime, recess, gym, all in English, just like kind of like the normal things that kids would have. Um, Other than that, the big difference I saw was that they were a lot more they tried to emphasize a lot more on teaching English. I mean, she had English every day as opposed to where her Spanish class was only every other day. So I think that's a big difference because in the U.S. they really don't teach English. I mean, they don't teach Spanish at that young of an age. Um, Spain overall, I mean, the family was pretty similar to what I experienced. They had the kids get in their pajamas around 9 o'clock. I had bedtime, something that I kind of forgot that I used to have. So that was kind of just funny just to see that. They'd make your kids do their homework for an hour and a half, just like typical things like that that you would see in every American household. I mean, their house is very modern from what I could tell. It was a great experience, and the one thing that I would have regretted not doing if I didn't get involved in this program, and I would highly recommend it to anyone out there if you're trying to look to get a different view on Barcelona. Thank you.